Hi, I'm Dr. R.G. Allen Wilson. You may recognize me as a leading relationship expert for TV programs such as CNN, The Today Show, Good Day Philly, Fox 29, Tamron Hall Show, Mel Robbins Show, and local and national radio shows, just to name a few. I want to invite you to a very awesome opportunity that will enhance your life. Having courageous conversations that connect is key for a healthy relationship with ourselves and others. Knowing the right strategies and techniques aren't as simple as we think. There are principles to understanding how we all think and feel. Right now, you can join in my free quarantine talks to learn what others spend thousands of dollars in therapy to know. Each day, while we are in quarantine at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can watch, listen, and learn tips that will help you get through this challenging time in our lives. Here's the good news. There is absolutely no cost for you to participate. Tune in on YouTube, Facebook, and the Gram at Ask Dr. RG. I look forward to seeing you join our crew. And that's connecting relationships for epic wins. Have a beautiful day on purpose. From my heart to yours. Good morning, everybody. It's Dr. RG here from the Ask Dr. RG Courageous Conversations Connect Space Quarantine Talks. How are you? Today is September 23rd, 2020, and I think it's somebody's birthday. Happy birthday to me and everybody else out there. Shout out to my cousin Shelly, whose birthday was a few days ago. We are Virgo babies together. Shout out to my good friend Anne, who is my bestie Candy Manning's mom. Her birthday's tomorrow, as well as my cousin Ronnie Allen. His birthday is on Friday. Shout out to all my Virgo babies and Libra babies. We're good people. It is good to see you all. As I miss you. I'm trying to get a cadence, y'all, with this whole once a week thing, because I miss you all. Do y'all miss me as much as I miss you? I feel like I'm waiting for Wednesday to come. So I see BJ on. Thank you. She says, happy birthday. Love you to the moon and back. I love you too. Charlotte's on. Angelique's on. Thank you so much for my birthday wishes. So listen, guys, we're going to have a great time today because today, since it's my birthday, no doom and gloom, right? No doom and gloom. Today, we're specifically talking about celebrating life on purpose. Go figure. Why that? Because hey, it's my birthday. It's another trip around the sun for me. So tag a friend, share this post, let other people know, or this video, let other people know that we're on. Good morning to my IG family, to my Facebook family, to my YouTube family. If you have not done so yet, please tell a friend to go over to our YouTube page. It's Ask Dr. RG, AskDrArgie, and subscribe to our YouTube page. Hit the notification bell so that you can look out for all of the great content, because Morgan is working on all the content. We've got our podcast coming up. Y'all know we shifted gears a little bit so I could start working on some of this stuff that we were planning for you all in this last quarter, the podcast, the master classes, the additional book that's coming out, some of the speaking engagements. Even tomorrow, I'm actually speaking for the MBA, executive MBA program at Drexel University and their alumni association. Last week, I spoke for the PFM organization, a financial firm. So we're doing a lot of stuff. And I am going to have my debut on the Drew Barrymore show tomorrow morning. So check it out in your area, wherever you're living. It's national, so I don't know what channel it will be on, but check it out. It's the Drew Barrymore show. I think it's going to be awesome. So listen, I am just excited. I see Stephanie on. I see Sydney on. Good morning. Thanks for joining. We're going to take a quick break from our sponsors, but y'all know what we do. We're going to do still our breathing exercises. So think about who you're going to be breathing for and with, and put that in the chat. We're going to come right back. And then after we do our breathing exercises, we'll get into celebrating life on purpose on my birthday. Stay with us. All right. Hey, this is Dr. RG here at the Courageous Conversations Connect Space Quarantine Talks, right? We might change that name if we're no longer in a quarantine. We'll see. But nevertheless, today is September 23rd, 2020. It's yours truly's birthday. So happy birthday to me. It's a great day. I'm enjoying another spin around the sun. And quick fact that you all probably don't know, but shout out to my parents, Hildred and Elizabeth Allen, right? My mom passed away about 5.5 years ago. However, the little known fact is that I was actually born on my parents' anniversary. So go figure that, I decided to come and my mother was in a hospital giving birth to me. And so I am what I tell them, the gift that keeps on giving. I just saw Drake Pfeiffer join. Thank you, Drake, for joining. And thank you for my birthday wishes. I call my bestie, Monique Purnell Pfeiffer, the gift that keeps on giving as well, right? Because she continues to give us good vibes and watching over all of us. Miss her dearly. I was my parents' gift that keeps on giving. I'm still giving, right? But today is their anniversary. If my mom was still here, they would have been married for 65 years. Can you imagine? When my mom passed away, they were married for 58 years. They have been together for 60 years. And yeah, that's a long time. People don't stay together for 58 days, let alone 58 years. It's a long time. So I remember celebrating, Morgan was with me at the time. We hadn't gotten married. We were celebrating my birthday, my mom's and my dad's anniversary. And we have a video of it, I think. And I asked them, I said, well, Mom and Dad, what do you want to tell Morgan and I about what you all did to stay together for 58 years or married for 58 years, together for 60? And my mom said that you need to just love each other, work with each other, keep the lines of talk together, keep the lines of communication open, and trust the process. So then I said, well, Dad, what would you say? What do you need to, what did you do to stay together for 60 years with Mom and still love each other and like each other? Because I often say like is underrated, right? We all love each other, but like is underrated. You know what he said, y'all? He said, what your mom said. And he said, in essence, happy wife, happy life, do what she says and everything will be okay. Although I think that they certainly work together in a wonderful way. They produced 3 beautiful girls. Shout out to my sisters, Kim and Kelly. And I also have another sister, Malta. So it's 4 girls all together. And they just did the darn thing. And as a result, they produced, I believe, wonderful citizens, of people who are making a difference and being change agents in the world. So it was awesome, 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 awesome. I see Larissa on. Hey, Larissa. Thanks for joining. Larissa, rather. Thanks for joining. Listen, I don't know what Morgan's trying to get y'all to do, but I want us to do what we would normally do, which is to go into our breathing exercises before we get into our conversation. And so there's a lot going on in the world, despite the fact that, yes, we are going to continue to celebrate life on purpose. I always say you can either count every day or make every day count. I choose to make every day count. How many of y'all are with me on that one? And even in the midst of all the chaos that's going on, the sun is still shining here, at least in Philadelphia. It's a beautiful, brisk day. The weather shifted a little bit, right? It got a little chilly more quickly than usual. But the weather, I think it's been great because I am a fall baby. So I love fall. I love the trees, the leaves on the trees that are changing, all the beautiful colors. I love it all. So with the expansion of all the things that we see in the media these days that could cast a dark light on us or make us feel badly or depressed even, or more anxious or worried, the truth is that if you are like me and you woke up, it is absolutely another day, another opportunity to celebrate life on purpose. Absolutely, unequivocally. And so let's just do that. So tell me who you are breathing with. You all know as we are about 10:10, which is right now, we go into our breathing exercises. I want you guys to do that throughout the day. It's really important to expand your lung capacity, get the oxygen running through your veins, and also expel the carbon dioxide. I also think it's important to take in hope and peace and love and serenity and calm, quite frankly, with all the anxiety going on, but also to expel out worry and fear and anger and frustration and all those negative things that that we sometimes take in due to all the toxins in the atmosphere. So for you, it's your day. So Billy Joe says she's breathing for me. Thank you, Billy Joe. And so I am breathing for, I want to say, this, all those persons who are, and I don't want to make this political, but we are in an election season. And November 3rd is coming. And actually, there have been early elections that have already started with people doing early mail-in ballots. And so, we can't tell anybody to vote who to vote for, but I am going to say that I'm breathing for those who will be making a decision to cast their ballot, to vote like their lives depend on it, because our lives do depend on every person getting out there and voting their conscience. So that's what I'm breathing for. I'm taking a big breath for people to vote their conscience, to really pray about their decisions, and to make it intentional that not only will they go to the ballots and they will vote, but they will bring other people to the ballots as well. All right. So I don't see anyone else who's posted. I see a lot of happy birthdays. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So if you all don't, I don't know what y'all are writing up in there. Morgan's kind of busy writing. If you all are ready, let's do it. Let's do it. So I'm going to you can put your middle finger to your thumb. You can put your one hand over the next, or you can put your hands to your side, arch your back, move your shoulders around, wiggle them, get loose, if you will. I'll try to get in a relaxed position. And if you can, close your eyes if you feel comfortable. And I'm going to ask you to breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. We're going to hold it 8 seconds like we've been doing all along, for 8 minutes and 49 seconds that the knee was on the neck of George Floyd's body, if you will, on his neck. Just to honor the fact that we're still in a fight, okay? Even though we're going to live our best lives and celebrate life on purpose, we're still in a fight. So let's go for it. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in. And breathe out. 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 One last time, make it count, crew. Breathe in. And breathe out. Feel that air in the belly, that oxygen. That was good. Continue to do that. Continue to do that throughout the day. What's up, babe? What are you doing?
What's up, babe?
Wait,
how you doing, babe?
What are you
going on, babe? Well, listen, here's the thing. First of all, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear, wonderful, beautiful wife, RG. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, babe. You sing better than I do.
That's just whatever. That's just, trust me,
You got a good
you
voice.
know the deal. But anyway, babe, I just wanted to come on to say publicly, like I say publicly always, I love you. I thank God for you. Um, as I posted today, a star fell this day so many years ago. And I know that he made you specially for me. And I could not live this life without you. Um, you deserve today. There's lots more to come today.
What? I'm
I know
working
you got
today.
some
Remember,
stuff
I'm
this
working
morning.
today.
You got some stuff this morning, and there's more to come. But just know that I love you. I know the world loves you. You are an absolute gem and a gift to the world. And you deserve all the accolades, all the well wishes, all the love that you're going to get today. You deserve it, babe. So
Aw.
enjoy. Love you, babe. Mwah.
Here. Love you too, babe.
All right.
Well, make me tearing up. See, it's too early to be doing all that. I got work today. But thank you, babe.
Look, the guy said, cut the camera, cut the camera, cut the camera.
I wouldn't want to be in the pandemic with anybody but you, babe.
Uh,
DKC.
KC, right?
Thank you. I love
Elephant
you.
juice.
Elephant juice.
Elephant juice. All right.
All right, let's get on with the show. That was my babe professing his love. Oh, he's so amazing. I got to tell you guys that, you all know I did not get married until a little bit later in my life, if you will. I wasn't in my 20s. I wasn't in my 30s. And it is a true story that I do believe that God is right on time, and it may not be your time. It may not be the time that you had envisioned. It may not even be the time that you had planned, but it's all in God's time. And I absolutely believe that, albeit that Morgan and I went through lots of twists and turns and ups and downs apart, having not even known each other, and had very different lives, but God brought us together at the perfect time. We are not perfect people, but we're absolutely perfect for each other. And I wouldn't want to share this journey, especially during these times, these very trying times, with anybody but him. As my husband, I'm grateful and honored that I get to call this man, Morgan E. Wilson Jr., my husband. He makes me laugh. Oh my gosh, the comic relief, trust and believe. On days when I'm so focused on seeing my clients and, dealing with some of the trauma and the sadness and challenges.
You make me twisted, babe. You make me twisted. I'm twisted all over for you. You make me twisted, girl. I'll just twist it.
You make me laugh. He definitely makes me laugh. And, we're different people, but we also have the same values and the same ethics, the same belief system. We certainly are on a journey, an epic journey. When we say great, our crew, connecting relationships for epic wins, that kind of came from somewhere. We're on an epic journey to build an empire, but most importantly, to transform lives, one courageous conversation at a time, and to help people to be in healthier relationships. And albeit we absolutely are transparent about the fact that our relationship is not perfect. We argue at times. He gets on my last nerve at times. I banish myself to my room or my office when, I've had enough of him. And, but at the same time, like, I'm not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. We have quick turnaround, quick course correct. We are able to say, hey, I was wrong about that. I apologize. Will you forgive me? And then we move on. We don't go to bed angry with one another. And we see the value of what each of us brings to the table to build and to make this union better. And I truly believe that I am a better woman, a better professional, a better spiritual person. Our prayer life and our spiritual life has elevated because of this man coming into my life, and I believe I'm making him better too. So this is a great birthday. It started out to be a great birthday.
You ain't go through all that now. That's supposed to be, pillow talk. You're supposed to tell me that in my ear. What you supposed to
Well,
do?
there's more to come. There's more to come. There's more to come. Everybody's laughing. Laresa's laughing. Deborah says, Morgan, you're so crazy. Jen says, Morgan, I'm laughing my butt off or something. Love you, friend. You're sure to pick up an amazing woman. Much love, Dr. RG. So blessed to have you as a part of our lives. God sent. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you all and your beautiful, wonderful messages. Lachey, who's that? Letitia's on. Thank you for joining, Letitia. So listen, let's get into it. This whole celebrating life on purpose. There's a section in the book written by yours truly. That's why I decided today's topic would be celebrate life on purpose. In week 6, I'm going to read it to you, and I want you to think about the words that I'm coming out of my mouth, and how it's not just about me celebrating life, it's about all of us. If we wake up, we've got another opportunity. And amidst all of the trauma and drama that is going on in the world, what better opportunity do we have than to actually celebrate life, right? I see somebody popping on. I don't know what that's about. Okay. So celebrate life. Have you ever wondered why we only celebrate our birthdays once a year when in reality we wake up with breath in our bodies every day? What if we made a decision to celebrate our lives every day, 365 days a year? What if we looked at the fact that we woke up as another opportunity to live our best lives? Each day we get to experience life as a reminder of love, light, truth, and accountability that ultimately leads to hope and freedom. These truths connect with the spirit of goodness. Although it may not always feel like it, the truth is we get to write our own story if we are able to have courageous conversations enough to access the power within us. We are already game changers and difference makers, and it is our birthright and has come from our inheritance that informs our greatness. We have the ability to create a narrative from this place we call life and power. So the question is, if we're going to celebrate life on purpose, then we're going to write our own story. And if we get to write our own story, why not write a story that's nice and beautiful and full of abundance, and that's a juicy story, even if you've had some bumps along the way, some bruises along the way, some scars along the way, some ups and downs and ins and outs and twists and turns. What if in the midst of all of that, throughout life's journey, you get to tell a different narrative and write a story that honors the celebration of life on purpose? What would that look like? So I want to engage you all because this is my birthday, right? So this is my request to our crew, Connecting Relationships for Epic Wins. Tell me your story. What is the one thing that you will do to celebrate your life? Because I believe, quite frankly, that it's all energy. It's all around energy and a paradigm shift. And our job is to infuse light into the atmosphere so people catch it, right? And they run with it. That our love and our light and our truth and accountability that equals hope and freedom. Well, guess what, guys? That's infectious. It's infectious for all of us. I believe also that love trumps hate. And so, as we're learning how to love ourselves, as we're learning how to like ourselves, as we're being truthful and honest and holding ourselves accountable, then we get to rewrite the narrative, the script. You all know that when you're watching a good movie, that movie doesn't just have one script, right? It has multiple iterations of scripts. Sometimes they want to get to a destination, they want to get to a particular outcome, but there's a lot of stuff that goes on the ground, the scripts that I'm no writer of movies or those kinds of stories, but I do know that a lot of stuff doesn't get infused into the final cut. And it's because they re-edit over and over and over and they're rewriting it. What about
your narrative? What about what it looks like in order for you to take the good with the bad, the ups with the downs, right? And the ins and outs and everything in between, and not then make your history become your reality. As I always say, our history is not meant to define us. Our history is meant to inform us, right? So if it doesn't have to define us, we can take all of that, every piece of the journey that we've traveled along the way to this destination and beyond, and we can use it. It has utility, guys. It has the ability to really birth something new in us. Because I feel that each and every one of us is pregnant with possibility, right? As we said early in this process, when we started Courageous Conversations Connect Space, we said we have the ability to turn pain into power if we appreciate the process. What's your process? What's your story? How do you take this idea of celebrating life on purpose and turn it into something beautiful? You've heard people say, take lemons and turn it into lemonade, right? Now, not everybody has lemons in their journey. They don't. There's some people that, are walking in abundance fully and purposefully, with not many challenges. But I will tell you for sure, one thing for certain, two for sure, that sometimes the people that I work with, they have many, many challenges. And my job is to help them to see their strengths, not their weaknesses, to elevate on their resources, not their deficits, and to level up on their abilities, not their disabilities. Well, what does that look like? Well, it starts with resetting your mindset. That's why the book is called Courageous Conversations Connect, a pathway to reset your mindset with intentional thoughts from the inside out, right? And so that requires something of us. It requires that we level up on enthusiasm and zeal and belief in ourselves, right? And we level down on insecurity and low self esteem and lack of belief, and quite frankly, experiencing lack, because there's some abundance that's available to all of us on a regular basis that requires that we just believe, right? Believe in that the best is yet to come. Now, in the times that we're in now, yeah, it can be challenging to think that the best is yet to come. It can be pretty bleak when you turn on the news and you're seeing that yesterday they passed 200,000 deaths from COVID-19, right? And we know that Black and Brown people are disproportionately impacted by this virus. When you see super spreaders not only not wearing masks and spreading this virus, but you see super spreaders spreading hate and racism and discrimination and prejudice because people don't look, act, and talk like them, it can be pretty discouraging. But Mahatma Gandhi said, we must be the change we wish to see in others. So, what does that really look like? That looks like each of us having the responsibility to do the necessary things to be available, not just to us, but to our man and womankind, to our brothers and sisters. BJ says, my biggest cheerleader, go deep to find my own light and believe in myself. I love that, BJ. BJ and I worked together many, many years ago and spent lots of time processing and talking about, quite frankly, what does it look like to be your biggest cheerleader? What does it look like? Because if you're your biggest cheerleader, then you can be somebody else's biggest cheerleader as well, right? And think about even the word cheerleader, right? It's two words put together, cheer and leader. What does it require to be even a leader? Sometimes it does require that in order to be a good leader, you have to go deep to believe in yourself first, right? And in order to believe in yourself, sometimes you have to cast out, delete, decrease, reject all of those negative messages, quite frankly, that perhaps we were told from external resources and external messages that were lies. How many of us been told that we're not good enough, or that we're not enough, or that we are undeserving or unworthy or not valuable? Those are lies. And oftentimes you've heard the saying, hurt people, right? It's true. Sometimes when we have our own internal injuries, and sometimes when we've been abused or talked about or neglected or abandoned, then those external experiences, lived and shared experiences, cause injury to us, mental health injuries, emotional injuries, sometimes even physical injuries and spiritual injuries. Those injuries are hurt. And in that hurt, quite frankly, we didn't hurt other people. That's where the hurt people comes from. Morgan and I always say, are you helping to harm, or are you healing the hurt? And those are words I think to live by, because words do matter. Morgan?
Just want to kind of flip it a little bit. I mean, it goes with the theme, celebrate life on purpose. And I'm only asking this because this is your birthday, all right? And didn't know, I mean, of course, a man never goes there. It's like stepping on the third rail talking about a woman's age. So I don't know if you're willing or want to, discuss what beautiful, like fine wine. You're like a luscious, juicy grape that's ripened and just ready to pick, right? It's great stuff. Great stuff.
Okay.
Great stuff. Great stuff. But I'm asking because we heard this term, you and I heard this term several months ago, and it was an interview that Gary Vee was interviewing a guy. He was talking about he's a mature person, but the work environment was very young. And he coined a term. He called it the modern elder. Remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that. Mm-hmm.
Got it. So I just want to get your thoughts on what you think, and can you kind of, because you and I discussed it months ago, and it just kind of popped in my head, go along with your celebrating life, our life, as we get older, as we mature. You and I both know we've been on this real track to pivot and to actually do a paradigm shift in reference to our health and eating healthier and changing our diet. We've totally, completely wiped out red meat. So we're no more beef. And so we're trying to do things different, just trying to eat healthy, take our vitamins or those kind of things. So just want to get your take on that term, the modern elder. What does that mean for you at this point in your life as you celebrate another turn around the world? And just kind of give us your take on that. Curious to know.
Okay.
Modern elder.
So I like that, Morgan. Thank you for that sort of introduction. And since you put it out there, I don't have a problem sharing my age. I
know that's what I said. I mean, I would not have said that if I thought you had a problem.
I actually am appreciative, right? So, and maybe I would feel different if I looked my age, but I don't think that I do. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Guess what? I meant to tell you, but it was going on. I set this up. I had her do this, but it was no way for me to do it, and you hear it. But just so everybody knows, I don't know, people were out of the state, out of the country, but those who are local, we are friends with a local legendary radio personality, DJ Patty, the great, phenomenal Patty Jackson. And RG's going on a radio show. She works for iHeartRadio here in Philadelphia, WDAS FM. Just gave her a major shout out, and that's what I posted. Our family member Dar just posted that Patty gave you a major shout out.
Thank you, Patty. I love you.
Yeah, I talked to Patty yesterday, and so she was going to make sure she did that, but it was no way for us to kind of let you hear it while
Oh, thank you, Patty. Listen, that's my sister girl.
Yeah.
And so I so appreciate Patty giving me a shout out. Again, I miss you. I haven't seen you in a while. And I'm going to give you a call so we can chit chat. But I just appreciate and love her. She is just an amazing human being and has, been on the airways for so many years and just given of our heart, soul, and spirit. Talk about celebration of life. And that's
Yeah.
a good dovetail, right? Because Patty, a couple of years ago, ended up having a stroke shortly after her mom passed away. And as we talked through the process of what it was that she wanted to give on this side of the journey, right? Where we live now on earth, she was like, I got to level up on some things, because when you have those kinds of experiences happen, whether it's a loss, whether it's an illness, whether it's a pandemic, it really recalibrates you with this process of like, what am I doing? I also have heard people say, Morgan, that, when they get to the end of their life journey, they're not so much concerned about how much money they made, although it's nice to make a lot of money and live a good life. And you always say, do good to do good.
Right.
Most times people are more regretful about the fact that they didn't spend time with their friends and family, or they didn't have the engagements. They spent so much time making a living that they forgot to live. And so that's why I wanted this whole celebrating life on purpose. As far as the modern elder, I thought about that in the bathroom this morning. I didn't think of the word modern elder, but I did think, what if this is just an imagine, since we're talking about, we get to like write the narrative, right? If you're
Right.
writing a book and the book is on your life, you get to write the chapters, and it doesn't have to end where somebody else might have thought it ended. You get to create that, and you need to write a nice, wonderful, juicy story. So I was thinking in the bathroom when I was getting dressed, I was like, what if this is my 55th year around the sun, right? So I'm thinking, what if
Baby, you're fine. Good girl.
55 years
Yes,
around the
sir.
sun
Yes, sir.
on September 23rd, 1965, my mother was giving birth to me on her anniversary. I forget the year of the anniversary that, I guess they had been married for about 6 or 7 years at that time. No,
No,
actually
more than
about
that.
10,
More
about
than
10
that, yeah.
years they had been
More than
married, because my sister Kim was born. And so I was thinking, what if God was able to bless? Well, he can do whatever he wants to do. So what if God blessed me and you with another 55 years? That would
Well,
put me and you at over 110, right? It's happening. I see more and more centurions than ever before
exactly.
living. They talk about the centurions living in the blue zone and what are they doing? And they think that they're doing all this complex stuff because it's the modern technology.
We have that area in California called Loma Linda, I think it is. Loma Linda,
Yep.
California. And these people are living long lives. And listen, with today's technology and modern medicine, people are living longer. People are more conscious of their health, taking better care of themselves, changing their diet, exercise. So I think that was part of what brought on the term the modern elder, because as we're aging and living on this planet longer, let's face it, so many of us, retirement plans, or we're outliving our money. So now you're forced to go back in the workforce. And what does that look like? Because now you're competing with a much younger person. You're having to work for people who are much younger, people who are old enough to be your grandchild. You got to call them boss. Okay. So it's a whole new thing. So what does it mean to be mature, quote unquote, modern elder? What does that mean for us? And when we say modern elder, we're talking, I guess you consider yourself elder if you're, north of 50, and if you're in your 40s, you're creeping and you don't get there quick, So what does that look like? How do you reinvent yourself? Because many of us had corporate jobs. Now, over the last 10, 15 years or so, we've lost those jobs. We're transitioning. It's a whole lot of transitions happening right now for many of us who are mature adults. And some of us are really struggling and having a hard time pivoting and making those changes. and it's taking its toll emotionally, psychologically, mentally, physically, because we know the mental can really have an impact on your physical. There is a mind-body connection for sure.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, if you can speak to that a little bit, because you and I have both gone through that. That's our whole world, entrepreneurial, has been about the pivot and the paradigm shift, and growing in this new environment, this new space of newness, and this is all happening before COVID and all that, we're just everybody's smack dab in your face, so you can't hide from it. So speak to that, Dr. RG. Speak to that a little bit more about transitions and paradigm shifts,
paradigm shifts,
and the modern elder world.
Well, I mean, I thank you for that, Morgan, because I see Cynthia Mead's on. Hey, Cynthia, Tamara's on. Marcia's on. Everybody's saying happy birthday. OB is on, believe it or not. Oh my gosh. Everybody's wonderful happy birthdays, and Jen as well. And so that whole modern elder paradigm shift, reinventing, there's a couple of chapters in this book that speak to that. One is called Rejuvenating Your Life, right? Nurturing your relationship with yourself, of your ability to see clearly, rejuvenating your social life. All of it is about reinventing oneself. But I also think when you think about modern elder, it's that you don't get to, as people used to say, stuck in your ways, where you're not willing to open yourself up to new ideas and new ways, innovative, creative ways of being, thinking, doing, being a thought leader. I heard somebody say, one of my clients just said that, which I found fascinating and phenomenal. He said, like, I don't like to just ride the wave. I want to be the wave. I was like, drop the mic.
That's next level. That's next level stuff right there. See, I like that. See, I'm an optimist. I'm a half glass full type of dude. See, I told you, I'm going out swinging. I'm sorry, I'm going out swinging. I don't want to ride the wave. My man said, I want to be the wave. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, that's
Think about that touchdown, right? Think about that though. In like, if that were the case, and we can create that in our minds, and once we create it in our minds, a pathway to reset your mindset with intentional thoughts from the inside out, then you can create whatever it is that you believe. And so, if you believe that, okay, I got 55 more years coming, what do I want to do with that 55 years? Do I just want to ride the wave out because I'm just tired and broke down? I posted something about the woman who's 80 something years old, and she didn't start competing in competition as a bodybuilder until she was in her 50s.
Right.
That gave me hope, because I'm like, this is not over.
And see, that's what has to happen. It has to be a reset. You said reset your mindset, right? With intentional thoughts from the inside out. You have to want to. Remember, I said something to you years ago when I first started.
Want to.
I gotta make you want to. How do you even begin to want to? It's an internal process within oneself to do the paradigm shift. Paradigm shifts are replacing old thoughts, old processes, old procedures, old points of view, and understanding how to operate in this new modern era. You can't apply old thinking into new world situation. You can't put new wine in an old wineskin. That's biblical, right? We've learned and heard that sermon preached a bazillion times in church over the years, putting new wine in old wineskins. You can't do it. So, we have to, as the modern elders, those people who are maturing gracefully and beautifully, we have to think differently. we have to do things differently.
Mhm.
We
Mhm.
got to make the change. Listen, this world is I mean, it's evolving. You either change with it or get run the heck over. There is no, there's no options here. You got to really make that shift, and we're seeing it politically. We're seeing in terms of our health, all those kind of things. You have to understand the environment of which we are in.
Yeah.
And then you
And if
better
nothing
figure it
changes,
out
nothing changes.
or get out the way.
Yeah.
Or get ran over. I mean,
Well,
that's really it. I mean, people want to be in denial about it, and I talked to many people, in our age group, and they really struggle. But the reality is, it's just it's a hard thing for a lot of people, but they have to shift. What do you say? Shift happens.
Shift happens.
Shift happens, right?
Happens, or if nothing changes, right?
Right,
And
right.
there's quarters to this, right? The I saw something the other day. The NFL, they just started playing football again in their bubble, if you will. And
No. Football,
well,
football,
they're not in a bubble.
Basketball's in a bubble, yeah.
Basketball is in a bubble.
Football's
They're
not.
not in a bubble. Okay. But my cousin just posted something about my Uncle Leroy, who's a Hall of Famer.
Many people may not know that.
So my Uncle Leroy Kelly is one of the youngest of 9 children that my grandmother and grandfather had years ago, of course. I'm named after my grandmother. If you all wonder where my name comes from, I'm named after Augie Kelly. They called her Augie. The R was silent in the South. But they had 9 children, and my Uncle Leroy was one of those children. He and my Uncle Pat went on to play professional football and baseball. My other uncles were skilled enough, and they had athletic ability too, but they ended up going into the service because during that time they got drafted. Well, my uncle ended up coming into the first team, the Cleveland Browns, right after Jim Brown. And he, in 1969, they didn't call it the Super Bowl, but they actually won the national championship. Then the next year, which was 1970, was it 1970?
1971 was the first National Football League championship. It wasn't called Super Bowl at the time, but it was the first Super Bowl of the NFL, and he played starting running back.
Yeah, and so also they were televised, and I did not know that was the beginning of major sports being televised 50 years ago on September 21st, a couple of days ago. So I mentioned that because think about the technology that has transformed in 50 years and how if we just stay stuck 50 years ago, we will be left behind. And so whether you are in your first quarter, which is 0 to 20, your second quarter, 21 to 40, your third quarter, 41 to 60, or your fourth quarter, 61 to 80, and then touchdown overtime. If you're over 80, you're in overtime. You're doing darn good, right? Whatever quarter you're in, what will you make of it? How will you celebrate it on purpose? And how will you use what you've learned from the previous quarters to not just elevate yourself, but elevate others? And that's what I see as the modern elder. Not someone, because remember, when you're younger, you're learning from everyone else. You're sort of taking. When you get older, it's your responsibility to do both and learn what you didn't know in the past, right? Use that information and then pass that on and then level up so that you continue to reinvent yourself to live your best life now and on purpose. Because we don't get, Morgan and the rest of the crew, we don't get do-overs, right? Life, you have a dash, you have birth, you have death. If you believe in life after death, that's wonderful. That's what we believe. But while we're here on earth, we have a dash, and it's what we make it.
Yeah. Listen, couple quick things. We have my little cousin, Gabby, who just won the pageantry for, I think, plus size. I believe it. I want to get it right, Gabby. So Gabby, type in the.
All right, thank you for the birthday wish, Gabby, and congratulations to you.
Yes. And also we have, let's see, so type it in, Gabby. Steve and Tracy Davis. Hey guys, Hey, so listen, we're about to run your commercial, guys. We're about to run a commercial. We haven't done anything
And they
yet.
were on Fox. They were on Fox last week.
They were on Fox. Yes, they were on Fox. Yes, yes. So
about supporting Black businesses. Of
Omega
course,
Optical.
guys.
Yep.
Check out the frames.
Yes.
We only get our frames from Omega Optical. That is, they are.
They are one of our sponsors.
And they're one of our sponsors. I've been going to Steve since I was a teenager. A very, very long time ago, when my sisters and I would go into, it wasn't Omega Optical then, it was Vision Center, and drive him crazy by pulling out all these frames or whatever. But Steve says, "Happy birthday, Dr. RG. You are so loved and appreciated. May God continue to fill your life with joy and peace. Have a blessed birthday. Love, Tracy and Steve Davis." All that's sweet. Thank you, guys. We appreciate it.
Good stuff. So, matter of fact, let's take this commercial break now while we have it. All right, we'll be right back, guys. We'll be right back.
And we are back. This is Dr. RG, and yours truly, and hubby, Morgan E. Wilson Jr. They don't know what the E stands for, babe. I don't know if you want to tell them or not, but this is Courageous Conversation.
That's you putting it out there. Nobody asked it. What does the J stand for, RG? J. Allen Wilson? What does the J stand for?
The J stands
I don't have a problem with it. I'm just messing around. But
Janine,
and mine is Edward. Edward.
That's why we don't. That's why you just say E. Edward sounds kind of boring, Dave.
Eddie, I'm a junior.
You're a junior.
First of all.
Yeah. So I wanted for our crew. We've got good 10 minutes left or whatever. I wanted our crew to share maybe one thing that they're going to do. I know BJ shared one thing that they're going to do to celebrate life. We are living in very perilous, difficult times, challenging times. We got this COVID-19, 200,000 people dead. We've got the election that is underway. We've got the death of, the notorious RBG and also John Lewis. So we've got major icons that were a force to be reckoned with in this country that have gone on. That, interestingly enough, and y'all might say that I'm a little maybe over fascinated with this, but I am always interested in what people have to say at the end of their journey. And those two people, John Lewis and RBG, they left words while they were actually transitioning 2-3 days before the last breath left their body. They left words, they left a sort of instruction, and they left sort of the idea of how we move forward. How many of us can say, at that point, we would muster up enough strength to say, this is what I'd like my wishes to be, or this is what the next generation needs to be doing in order to move our country to a more perfect union, so that we're no longer the yet to be United States. We really are the United States. I think that is just phenomenal. But for those of you who are here as a part of our crew, Connecting Relationships for Epic Wins, what's one thing that you are committed to doing to celebrate your life going forward? What are you going to eat better? As Morgan said, Morgan and I said, we're now no longer eating red meat. We're trying to take our vitamins. We're drinking water. The one thing that I still have to work on is the whole exercise thing. But this doesn't, as you get older, it doesn't get easier, right? You don't do nothing like maybe when you were a young person and you didn't have to do anything to keep up. You got to work at it. And so we've got to make a conscious and concerted effort to not only live a purposeful life, but a healthy life, because your health is your wealth. And if you don't take care of your health, your mental health, your physical health, your relational health, your spiritual health, your familial health, your financial health, there are all these segments of our health that we need to attend to. And if we're not paying attention, then oftentimes we're not going to be able to celebrate the life that we actually are designed and destined to live. Jen said, I love myself. I know that my life is so very important, and I know that I'm worthy by God's grace. Amen to that. Oh my God, my niece is on. Nicole says, happy birthday, Aunt Argie. I love you. I love you too, Nicole, more than words can actually say. You are my firstie. I call you my firstie because, you and I rocked this thing out before any of the other nieces and nephews came in. You're my goddaughter, and you I'm just so proud of you. I don't even know how to say it any other way, that I'm proud of the woman that you have become, the mother, the professional teacher, the wife, the woman of God that you are. And so I praise God that I've had a part in helping to develop you. Speaking of the modern elder, that's what it means to continue to give out. Larissa says, I'm committed to encouraging myself to be the wave. Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. That wave. That was the dime of the day. That was the dime of the day. I don't want to just ride the wave. My man said, I want to be the wave.
Drop the mic.
Drop the mic. Exactly. Drop the mic on that one. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And Nicole says, yeah, ha, ha, ha. It was just it was just us, Nicole. Remember you, me, and Grandma might rush home, give you a bath. You were actually JoJo's age. I'd be giving you a bath and we'd be playing. I've got pictures of you playing with my jewelry and my shoes. We had a great, great, great time. And then the others came and we enjoyed them as well. So
there's another question I want to put out there. Watching something on Monique, the rapper, I'm not rapper, Lord have mercy, the comedian. And so she has her show, whatever. So she had something a couple of days ago when she popped on, and she was riding on the way to the gym early in the morning. It was still dark out in the morning. It was like, I don't know, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, whatever it was. And she had this pondering question. And the question she asked herself was, what would you do differently in your life if you knew when your time was up? If you knew the date and the time, what would you do differently? How would you be different?
I like that.
Very deep, very deep. And you know what she said? She said, I'd be more kind.
Wow.
She said, I would be more, and I thought about Slack immediately. I thought about Slack. She said, I want to be the queen of kindness. She said, because when I get to that gate, I want them to say, you was one kind B word. She said, you was the B of kindness.
She got a lot of work to do in that area.
This is not for therapy. This is just comedic purposes, okay? I need you to stay and be, just regular. This is not.
Y'all had our work to do.
This is fun. This is your birthday. Have fun. She's a comedian. Understand, okay?
I know.
All right. So
no, I love that question. I love that question, and I do ask people that sometimes, thinking about, like, if I'm working with a couple or something and they're arguing about one thing or another, and saying, like, if this was the last day, this is how I put it, if this was the last day that you all had together, this last 24 hours, would this be that important to you? And would you be spending time and energy focused on this? And if yes, then keep riding with it. But if no, then how do you pivot to focus on what really matters? And I think we could all ask ourselves that question, because we're in September, right? You got a lot of stuff going on, but September is usually the month where summer's over and people are thinking about the last quarter and what do I want to do right in through here to make this last quarter count, and then usher into 2021. The other thing, Morgan, people are saying is they want to cancel 2020. And I'm like, don't cancel 2020. 2020's got some richness to teach us.
Oh, man.
Right? It's got a whole bunch of stuff to teach us. And we need to feel like we are boss leaders, because we've traversed through 2020. We're still in it. And the goal, as I said in the very beginning, is stay healthy. Everything else is recoverable. Just stay healthy in all those other areas that we talked about, to grow through it. And fit for the fight, because the fight, we're still in it. But you got to retreat, stay healthy, rejuvenate, reset, recalibrate, and then go for it. And so that will usher us in to 2021, recognizing that we've grown tremendously in 2020 and then utilizing that. So asking yourself where, what, why, and for, and who are you fighting for? Are you fighting against something, or are you fighting for it? And that will allow you to celebrate all of it. Like life is full of all kinds of ups and downs and twists and turns, just like the wave that my client was talking about. But be the wave. Don't just ride it. A lot of people ride it and it's an uncomfortable ride. Be it. Be the innovator, be the modern elder, be the next Gen Z, millennial, baby boomer, seniors. We all have to work on this together, do our necessary work. Angelique says, I'm learning to reach out for help to help my trusted loved ones, whether I think I need it or not. Also writing down these important moments so that I can cherish and remember them. Not to mention doing my self-care activities so that I can meditate on these moments. I absolutely love that. Charlotte says, celebrate yourself. And then Jen says, Morgan, be sure to cook for your wifey along with a nice glass of wine. With a nice campfire. She's giving you instructions.
Don't worry, I have plans. Don't worry.
Got it. So
she already got part of the celebration. It started off early this morning, so she got started off nice this morning.
Got my coffee.
Got a nice gift this morning. Got her nice a few gifts this morning. Says more to come. Got a little gift bag with stuff in it this morning. So she's a special spoilie. I call her spoilie.
I'm a spoilie. That's okay. I deserve it.
Yeah, you deserve it. You do. You do, babe. You do.
My feet is messing up here.
Yeah, so that question intrigued me. You know, not like I have never heard that question before about what would you do if you knew when your time was up, but it really forces you to think. You know,
well, isn't it interesting that sometimes
would I waste time in being stuck on stupid, as I always say.
Yeah. Isn't it interesting that we do take time for granted? Yeah. We do take people for granted until sometimes we don't have it anymore, or until we actually get to the end of that journey, and then we want more time. We want to bargain for more time. But when we had it, whatever it is, the life, the health, the time, the money, the people, the relationship, when we have it, sometimes we take it for granted. We don't see its utility. We don't see its profitability. We don't see its value or its worth. And I'm not just talking about with other people. I'm talking even about ourselves. Right. When we have our health and our wealth and various things throughout the years, we tend to squander it. And I think that this is a time of reckoning for all of us, with all the racial unrest and with all of the health issues going on with COVID-19 and the collision between the two pandemics. And this lifetime election, and with our icons transitioning because they're tired, right? They've done their work. It's really time for us to level up and celebrate life in the moment on purpose, while simultaneously being change agents and difference makers for humanity. And I think if we have that mindset, then anything is possible. You've taught me that, babe, that it's really starts within your head, in your mind. And you have to, what you think, what you believe, you can receive, or conceive. What you believe, you can conceive, and what you conceive, you can retrieve, and then ultimately receive it. So listen,
it's just your outlook on life, and whether, and again, going back to what I've always said, is either half glass full or half glass empty. It's all important to what you choose to do. Life is about choices. I can't get caught up in, what happened in the past and blaming this and blaming that. Yeah. I've made enough mistakes for a whole new person and a whole new world to turn around again. But what I ain't going to do is sit here and waste my time, shoulda, coulda, woulda, this happened, or this person did me wrong here, this person did me wrong there. I'm moving forward on how I can pick up the pieces and get things rolling. That's always been me. And I've had to pick up the pieces and start all over again, a few times, and with absolute zero.
Be the wave, babe.
With absolute zero.
Be the wave.
So
we have a
that
meeting at
that
11:30.
resonates with me. That resonates with me big time. Be the wave. Go out. If you're gonna go out punching, man. I'm not gonna go down, in a whimper. Why would I do that? At least I got a shot. Give me a shot. Give me a shot to make it. Give me a shot to recover. Give me a shot to bounce back. What do they say? If your back ain't bent over, can't nobody ride you. You know, you can't ride a horse that's on his hind legs. You can't. He's standing up like a stallion, kicking and rolling.
Babe, I just want to keep you on time because we got a meeting at 11.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll keep on going. But anyway, this one is just kind of
go on a different.
So I'll keep on rolling. So
it is 11:06.
Mama Stokes.
Happy birthday. She said, "You are the change." Then says, "Tomorrow is never promised. Enjoy the present today. Life is extremely short and precious." Larissa says, "Wisdom, you are wise, man." Morgan. Drop the mic on that one.
All right.
All right. So listen, you guys, I want to thank everybody for celebrating my birthday, my IG family, my Facebook family, my YouTube family. We are the crew, connecting relationships for epic wins. Morgan and I, we do not take you lightly. We know that you could be anywhere else and you choose to be here with us. Make sure that if people can't be here directly with us at this particular time, make sure that you share the video with them. Tag a friend, let them know that we're having this conversation about celebrating life. Be the change agent for someone else. Send them a text and say, "Hey, what are you celebrating? I'm celebrating you," because we have to do this together. We're all in this together. And you're right, Larissa, life is not promised. Tomorrow is not promised to any of us. So I thank you immensely from the bottom of my heart, with every fiber of my being. I thank you for celebrating and enjoying my birthday morning together with you here on Courageous Conversations Connect Space. And we will be back next Wednesday at 10 o'clock. And if you are looking for therapy, don't forget, you reach out at 215-789-6999 or contact us at Connections Matter LLC. Thank you, babe. Thank you for everything. Love you.
And the day continues.
We love you guys.
Next week.
Have a beautiful day.